Grand Hood Rising Kings and Queens, Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia. For those of you who do not know me, my name is the Trap Witch. My real name is Tatiana, but my alias is the Trap Witch. I am a spiritual healer and influencer in the spiritual community, and so I do a lot of healing work and helping people work through their internal issues and trying to guide them in a direction that they can live their own individual path but also their best life while doing it. So with that being said, this video is going to be my full moon in Scorpio reading, illumination, forecast, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because next week I will be traveling on April 29th, so I will not be available to do the video then. So I thought I would bless my following with a video a little bit earlier so that they could prepare for this energy and use it to the best of their advantage so nothing can creep up during them before the 29th comes. Usually I feel like the full moon energy is strongest the day before, the day of, and the day after. So the 28th, 29th, and 30th of this month will be very potent. So having this beforehand, I think, can really help prepare you and help you keep what is conducive to your growth in mind so that you can maximize on its energy. So the full moon is going to be in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of death and transformation. The last time the moon was in Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio, or just Scorpio season in general, like Scorpio season was fucking Scorpio is just fucking crazy. Like Scorpio, water sign, right? Very emotional. Sorry, that's the UPS truck going by. Scorpio season can make us really emotional. So this full moon is going to be in Scorpio, so water emotion, right? But it falls during now Taurus season. Taurus is an earth sign, and Taurus is ruled by Venus, you know, the planet of love. So this is what I want to get at, and this is my own individual intuitive coming through. Look at this. Taurus being an earth sign and Scorpio being a water sign. Water plus earth equals mud. And so we're leaving April going into May, and they say April showers bring May flowers. So with that being said, right now the soil in your life might be a little damp, and it's ideal for planting things, right? And so Venus being the ruler of love, a lot of Tauruses and Taurus season talks about love, right? So what are you planting as far as love goes this season, and how are you going to move forward with this energy? But this is the thing about mud. Mud can be destructive because you can't often build things on mud, right? And so mud is healing. Have you ever had like a mud clay mask, or just that clay, honey? That clay can be great, but typically you don't want to build your house on clay. When you're building things, you don't want to ever build it on a soft foundation. And so with that being said, I feel like this season is going to be very interesting, Taurus season, because I think, you know, with Mercury retrograde just passing and now us being kind of in the shadow side of it, a lot of people are still working through lessons that they need for their own self-love and for their own evolution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull 5 cards from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot by Sally Ann Glassman. Right, I'm gonna pull 5 cards from this deck, and then I'm going to pull 1 card from the Doreen Virtue Archangel deck to tie it off, and then I'll close it with a meditation that I'll make up on the spot. I'll improvise on the spot based on what the cards say and how Spirit wants to guide us. So if you want to get a notebook can be helpful so that you can write down, and so you can reflect on this message afterwards and align it with the things that possibly resonate to you and how you can implement these things in order of maximizing this full moon energy so that you can be conducive to your growth and your reflection of self-love, okay? So let's go ahead and get ready. Spirit, we call you in on behalf of the collective, and we ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity, we ask for clear perception. We ask Elegua to open the roads to precise messages. We ask at this time, what is it subconsciously underlying, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good at this time, allow them to move forward with growth and spiritual evolution, and give them guidance and clarity on where they're currently at, so that if there is any work to be done, they may move so with grace in a reflection of their own high self-love, and so that they can also be in servitude of others through their talents and their gifts that they have been blessed with. I call in the assistance of my Egun, my ancestors, my spirit guides of benevolence only, and I ask, what is it that needs to be pointed out for them to focus on now with the Scorpio, full moon, Taurus season energy? There's like a gang of kids right outside my house on the sidewalk, and they're all looking at me like, the fuck this lady doing? There's like 12 of them. So, first card, Petra Unsi. Petra Unsi shows this very fire, feminine energy, right? And I'm dropping all the motherfucking cards. Hold on. This fire energy seems like a very feminine energy that knows what it wants. It's got its hands on it, got its hands on its grasp, right? Passion and intent. And there's this song that says, she's got it, yeah baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire, right? And so that card brings that song to mind. Taurus energy, Venus, fire, passionate. What sets you on fire? What do you want? What do you like to get your hands on? Okay? Why the fuck is it reverse? Okay? Why is it reverse? Do you not know what you want? Or is your passion and your enthusiasm running low? What's causing it to run low? And how are you going to turn that card back upright? This has to deal with your own personal magic. Second card is the Dr. John card, which is the Magician card in the traditional tarot, okay? I keep dropping the cards, man. Like Spirit's like knocking them out my hand. Dr. John the Magician. And so what I want you really to pay attention to is the one hand up, one hand down. As above, so below. Any reason why we might be low on enthusiasm, low on passion, directly begins in the spiritual realm. What I do love about Taurus season, a lot of people talk about love and how Tauruses are just so like into luxury and into fine things and this opulent treatment, right? All this opulence. But opulence externally on the physical realm means nothing if you do not feel opulent internally. Okay? And how do you not feel opulent? How do you not feel enthusiastic? A lot of people, right? They put out so much more than they're actually getting back, right? A lot of people exude things in hopes that they will get it back. All right? So the Magician, and whenever the Magician card always comes up with this deck, I always feel like you think about a stage magician, right? A stage magician pulls out all this entertainment and tricks to get kicks out the audience, to get a ah, to get a ooh, right? Is your passion and enthusiasm down because you're not getting the ooh, the ah, you're not getting the love in return that you're putting out, or physically trying to exude something that spiritually is not being returned to you? Okay? So the Congo Ugan card comes up next to it. Shows a poetic, dreamy, romantical person, right? But look at all this water. All that water, right? This card talks about this man putting out so much, but actually not getting things back in return. It makes him passive. Lack of enthusiasm and passive, right? But the first part of passion is pass. So passion, passive. Are some of your passions making you passive? Because maybe are you bypassing what's important, right? That anything that you are entertaining with your magic, if it's not returning back magic, then what does it do? It causes disharmony. 10 of Cups reverse. Okay? 10 of Cups reverse. 10 of Cups talks about harmony, marriage, union, all these things. And so why aren't you getting that return to you? Love is so simple. Love does not have to be extravagant, right? And sometimes I feel like we put on these magic displays and magic shows of opulence and over-the-topness for other people, hoping that that's what it's going to bring us harmony within ourselves, and it doesn't, because it's not returned. So you have to almost ask yourself, what is the basis of what you're putting out? You're putting it out with hopes or faith that it will be returned, but you're not really looking at spiritually what it is. And if you're putting out your good spirit and you're putting out your magic, especially for entertainment and for people and for whatever have you, and it's not being returned, doesn't your spirit tell you that you should stop? That maybe you should stop planting those seeds because nothing is growing, nothing is being returned? And so that can go with anybody, right? Sometimes we have to just water ourselves. Sometimes we just have to nurture ourselves. Sometimes we just have to feed ourselves until we grow to the point where people come and they appreciate what we have grown for ourselves, and they be like, wow, look at that. There's an appreciation, right? And so a lot of us get so emotionally worked up because there's a lack of appreciation. And that comes back to this card for me, that this man is putting out so much, doing the most, and he feels unappreciative, right? But a lot of times, the reason why we put out love or we put out whatever have you physically, or we give our all and it's not returned back, is because we have to appreciate ourselves first and foremost, okay? So why would we continue to spread ourselves thin with motherfuckers that don't appreciate us? And so Scorpio season, right? Coming to death and transformation. Don't get caught up in your emotions, right? Because full moon being Scorpio. Full moon is great to let things go. And so maybe you need to let things go that show a lack of appreciation for you. Things that are disrupting your harmony and not allowing the harmony to grow. Because the last card is Azaka La Flambeau. Azaka is the farmer. And then his smoke, he's smoking a pipe. He's got two people in warm embrace, right? There's a union, there's a harmony. But that harmony starts with you. Nobody, nothing can make you feel out of harmony with yourself unless you allow it. Okay? If you are quite enthusiastic with your own magic and everything that you're doing in your own love, and you appreciate yourself, eventually, if you could keep putting that out spiritually, even if it's just to yourself solo until the right person or things come along, then you're going to continue to grow. But too many of us look for appreciation, and when we don't get the respect, appreciation, and love in return, we act the fuck out, right? We act the fuck out. And so, going back to what I said in the beginning about building house on mud and building house on clay, right? We can't build things on faulty foundations. And a lot of us build relationships with people and persons that it's built on a slippery slope. It's built on mud. And then when the security of it sinks, we're mad, right? And because a house is a representation of security and love. And the thing is with us, this is our house. I keep saying this is our house while we're here on earth. And we have to make it a home. But if you're building your house built on a lack of self-love, appreciation, and security for yourself, everything else in life, right? If you don't have that for yourself, when you lack that coming from other people, you're just gonna, it's just gonna sink. You're gonna sink. Your security cannot come from other people. Your passion cannot come from other people. Your love cannot come from other people. Your harmony cannot come from other people. Okay? And so, Taurus and Venus, right? Love. A lot of times, right? Look at the bull. Because Taurus is represented by the bull. Bullfighting is such like, supposed to be like a romantic sport. But I always think that, you know, who's it romantic to? It's romantic to the onlooker or to the matador who's just, but to the bull it's torture. To the bull it is torture. Because how many times does the bull have to keep running after something and missing? There we go. How many times in life do you keep running after something and you keep missing it? Because you're being tricked. Oh, the magician. You're running after the applause and the oohs and ahs of your magic. And you're not getting it. And then you feel like something is missing, but you don't appreciate your own magic. You don't need that validation. These kids are so loud. Oh my God. The boy just said to the girl, "Why do you need a lighter? How old are you, ma'am?" She's like 6. You better tell her. So with that being said, why do you keep missing? You're passing. You're being passive. You keep passing through emptiness. Oh yeah, the devil is back, huh? The kid's talking about me? You keep passing by, running after the passion from other people. Like I said, the bull and the matador. You keep running towards what you think is passion from another, and then it's gone, and you miss it, and you're mad, and you're angry. Stop being passive. Stop running after it. And then getting angry, and then wanting to destroy everything. And becoming emotional. Put an end to it. Put it to death. Figuratively, Anybody who's a matador in your life, who's taunting you and who is playing with you, take the horns and just go right through them. Not figuratively though. Use your head. Sometimes our heart wants something, but we're not using our head. And we get ahead of ourselves. We get ahead of ourselves. And we keep missing the point. The point is, it's torture. It's torment. Why do it to yourself? Okay? So let's go ahead and pull an angel card and let's tie this together. Breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. The bull. When the bull gets worked up, he doesn't take the time to just stop for a second, right? He says, oh my God, I missed it again. And just goes. What are you missing out? What are you missing right now that you just need to take the time and take a breath and get your mind together so that you can release the old pattern of running after things and being out of breath and just trying to run through things and being emotional and keep missing the mark and keep missing the point? Because you're so passionate about hitting something that you realize all you have to do is just stop and think for a second. Okay? So instead of just imagine if the bull just says, well, fuck you, matador. Takes his happy ass and be like, this is not a loving sport. This is not for me. I'm gonna go lay down. I'm gonna go sit down. The bull gonna just get tired of shit. And sometimes people don't get tired of bullshit for a very long time. So why are you bullshitting yourself right now? You ain't tired of the bullshit? You ain't tired of running and missing the mark over something that you're not supposed to hit anyway because it shouldn't even be a target? Because it's tormenting you and taunting you and it's not for you anyway? It's not in your favor. Breathe. So with this being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a meditation. Hear the music? Okay. We're going to start with our hand on our heart. I like to put mine down my shirt. Hold on. Spirit, we call you in because many of us, at times, our heart can be heavy. Our hearts are heavy because we keep running after love and after things that we think are in the highest interest of our passions, and they are not. A lot of times we can become tricked because we're not using our heads to release ourselves from older patterns that no longer serve us. A lot of us are tired. A lot of us are feeling unenthusiastic. A lot of us are feeling like we're being tricked for other people's entertainment. And we feel like we're just letting ourselves become passive because we don't know where to put our passions. We ask that we redirect our energy first and foremost within to ourselves, allowing the fire within us to be resparked. Allow the internal love for ourselves to be resparked and reignited so that we can nurture and feed that fire that will propel us forward towards things that are attracted to our flame in our highest good, and something and someone or some people will appreciate us for the spark and what we have to offer. May we not spend time wasting on things that are not reflective of our purpose. May our passions be put only to good use and not to be taken for granted. May our power be used productively. With this being said, we release any attachment to things that do not find purpose in our love, our passion, and our magic. We will no longer be passive about our passions. We will no longer allow ourselves to feel disharmony because other things are not in alignment with what is harmonious to us. With this being said, we release, we cut the ties, and relinquish all of these things that cause us to be heavy, to be hurt, and to be misused, not used in the manner that is conducive to the servitude of ourselves and to the betterment of others. Ashe. If you want to book a one-on-one session with me, you could do so through www.thetrapwitch.com, or you could follow me on Instagram. www.thetrapwitch.com is my website. My Instagram is thetrapwitch, TheTrapWitch. Like I said, I'm an intuitive healer. I do counseling, I do mentorship, we play with the cards, we do all that good shit. It's always just to make sure that you stay on path, you stay accountable, you stay responsible, working towards what your divine purpose and mission here is on this plane, and making sure that you feel good whilst doing so, okay? Love and light to all of you. I wish you a happy full moon in Scorpio this Taurus season on April 29th. And I ask that Spirit bless you tremendously and that you not take your own blessings for granted and you reserve them for yourselves if people are not showing up to show appreciation to the nourishment that you have by reserving space for them in your life, okay? Love, light, peace, blessings. Bye.